guys, this is Animat, and welcome back to the Muppet Vlog. Now this time we're going to be looking into the 6th episode of the new Muppet series, which is The X Factor. And this is a rather interesting episode to talk about, because this is not really about the story. This is actually more about the characters, and we learn a lot more about some of the recurring Muppets. Now the reason why I say that is because the story, unfortunately, is the weakest point of the episode. Let me explain. Unfortunately, the story is actually more that old cliched plot where Kermit has to go find a last-minute gift for Denise because it's their anniversary. And by the way, yes, Denise is back this time. And he would end up going to his last and final resort, which is Miss Piggy. Thus why this is called the X Factor. While that is happening at the same time, the Electric Mayhem would go on the road and bring in the special guest, which, hold on a sec, let me just check, Kristen Chenoweth. I don't know why, her name was actually pretty, not easy to remember and stuff like that, but, they pretty much decided to all go on the road, and the reason, it was pretty vague. I think it was because they want to go to, like, they're going to a party for Zoot's father or something like that. I don't know. It's just, it wasn't really clear. So, pretty much all of that is happening. And, yeah, like I said, a lot of it is more predictable. Like, you see all the other shows would do that. And although a lot of the punchlines are good, it is executed well, I might add. But it's just, you know, it's like this old recycled story because, you know, it's just, you know, you don't, like, you gotta fill in what to talk about in an episode. But basically, like I said, it's not about the story, it's about the characters. And you actually learn a lot more, specifically on Kermit. Which the one thing I have noticed upon him on this new series is that he can get a little bit disorganized. It's mostly when he is a bit of a nervous wreck, when he notices, like, oh my god, something is coming up. Like, he can go up and down, like, go all around, desperate for help and stuff like that. And, but yeah, you can see how he is a little bit disorganized. Like, he needs to get his crap together. And sometimes, like, he doesn't always get the best ideas. Like I said, I mean, he's going to Miss Piggy, which basically, he's asking advice to his ex-girlfriend to find a gift for his current girlfriend. I mean, there are some things that just don't work there. But, fortunately with Miss Piggy, she does deliver a lot of great gags, a lot of great scenarios, so everything pretty much works out there. But then we also get to learn about other Muppets like Scooter, where we pretty much go into his personal life, like outside of the studio and stuff, and we learn, like, he's a really nerdy and dorky kind of guy. And, like, I know that a lot of people would think that it's cute and stuff like that, but, like, Scooter's nerdy life is a bit like, you know, like, pretty much his happy place, like, where he loves to hang out and stuff is pretty much this, it's this pottery place. Okay, it's not where you actually make pottery, it's where you go and paint pottery. You know that kind of craft stores? I remember I used to actually go to, I used to go to a couple of places there as a kid and actually painted a few of my own. It's actually a lot of fun. But, like, it's, you know, come to think of it, it's actually a bit of a nostalgia trip. It's like, oh my god, I remembered those things. I remember doing that. I think I still have a few of those, actually. But but then again, like, looking at some of the ones I actually have, I realized, well, they mostly come from vacation. But yeah, like, that's pretty much where Scooter would go, and that's his hangout place. And, like, he would live with his mom and the new boyfriend, Ken. It was like, he would often go into details. It's like, okay, dude, thanks. I don't want to know about, like, your mother and Ken and stuff like that. So it's just, like, those moments are a bit weird. But, like, it is interesting to see a lot about Scooter. But I think the characters that are really interesting to look upon are actually the Electric Mayhem. I don't think even once do you really get into the behind the scenes and looking into the lives of some of the characters in the Electric Mayhem, where you learn about, like, Floyd, Janice, Animal, Dr. Teeth. And one of the funniest things that they even mention is actually the relationship thing going on, where like Floyd thought that he was in a relationship with Janice, and one time Janice actually dated with Dr. Teeth, and then like all this madness would ensue, and like there was actually conflict within the band, which is actually pretty interesting to look upon. But in the end, I will say it actually pays off greatly. That is actually a hilarious response, and although it seems kind of stupid, a part of me actually is rooting for them. Is like, yay! It's actually a great payoff to that part, despite not having a plot. And I will mention that it is weird that they mention how Janice, it looks like she's dating other people like Floyd and Dr. Teeth, when like a couple of episodes ago they mentioned how Sam the Eagle has a crush on Janice, which that alone is weird. But like, I don't know, like bringing that back, I don't know if they need to like address more about Janice's, well, love life, I guess, because I don't know, it's starting to look like Janice has been around. And, well, okay, maybe not around, well, maybe around, I don't know, maybe, but, like, she's, it just feels like sometimes she's attracting the wrong crowd, and, I don't know, like, the more I think, funny enough, the more I think about it, it's like, I don't know, should I be going into this territory thinking about Janice that way? It's just, I don't know, it's just getting weird, but yeah, I don't know, are there any other Muppets they look into? Well, okay, well, I will admit, with this one, I will say, Miss Piggy really does shine bright on this episode. They used her really effectively well, almost as much as the last episode in Walk the Line, where, instead of just looking into Miss Piggy herself in the last episode, in this one, we actually see her, like, her relationship with Kermit now. Like, now that they have broken up, like, we see that side of Miss Piggy. So that is really cool to see. But then we also got Denise. And I will admit that, like, I know a lot of the criticisms actually come from Denise. And this one, I will say, like, even though they don't really introduce her as much as they did in the first episode, she wasn't really used effectively. In fact, I don't think they really used her much at all, because, okay, like, she does appear a lot. It's just that I feel like she's more of plot convenience more than an actual character. A good example of this is in the last episode, where Fozzie and his girlfriend were pretty much a part of that episode. And they actually, I think it was Becky, her like, Fozzie's girlfriend's name, and they actually used her well. She was used as a character. We see her emotions go through, and we see her interact as a character. Not as much with Denise this time. She's just there because, well, she's Kermit's girlfriend. I think that's actually the best way to put it, is that Denise has yet to prove herself as a character. For now, she's just seen as Kermit's new girlfriend, instead of like a standalone woman that we can call Denise. It's just, yeah, overall she's just plot convenience. So with all that said, I would say that the episode is genuinely good. Not the best episode so far, but it definitely is a good episode where we learn a lot about some of the old Muppets that we like. So it's definitely cool to see behind the scenes look on the Electric Mayhem, and it's cool to see Kermit and Miss Piggy, how they are now, and we learn about that character development a little bit more. So, overall, good episode. I genuinely liked it. So that's pretty much it for this week, so let's see if next week things can pretty much pick up from there. So, until next time, see you later, dudes!